Ziad Zaza now, when you hear him, these are not international flows, these are very authentic or unique flows, you know.
سمع اخينا بين في ردي فيها ايه العلاقه كريمه ايه عاملين جريئه ليه تعويج على ايه زهقت للزفت عوزكي فينا ليه يا كيفكم الكيف سمع اخينا بين في ردي فيها ايه العلاقه كريمه ايه عاملين جريئه ليه تعويج على ايه زهقت للزفت عوزكي فينا ليه يا كيفكم الكيف
Why isn't Arabic heard abroad? Of course, I know the language better, but like Korea now is like global. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're saying, but they have swag and they look good and stuff.
Bienvenue dans ce deuxième épisode de cette série sur le rap en Égypte. Dans le premier épisode, Abusif, le rappeur le plus influent de la scène locale, nous présentait l'histoire du rap égyptien et ses têtes d'affiche. Ce que tu viens d'entendre en intro, ce sont les deux rappeurs qui m'ont vraiment motivé à venir au Caire lorsque j'ai commencé mes recherches. Je trouve qu'ils offrent un univers musical et visuel très différent du reste de la scène, et j'avais vraiment hâte de les rencontrer. J'ai passé une journée avec eux au sein de leur label Beatroot, et je vais essayer de te raconter tout ce que j'ai appris.
اهلا بيك في الدايره في قصص دايره مثل على الخاينه مين قالك اني جاي لك حايله مين قالك ان عيبي ما جايب انا بفعل مش عطله
اسمي زياد زازا في الدريل ميوزك وبعد كده بقى لعبت تقريبا كل حاجه كانت على بالي العبها لعبتها كمزيكا وقبل كده كنت بلعب بس وانا دخلت السين يعني من الدريل تقريبا طبعا هي استغرب قلبي produced by Ismail right more disco vibe some more inspiration this type cool as well في الأول كان أمريكاني قوي بعد كده أوروبا تقريبا يوروب هي المزيكا كلها فيها أحلى فبقت UK بقت فرنسا بقت في كذا حتة فيها دريل قوي فيها مزيكا حلوة فبقينا بنعمل زيها وبنحاول نطور
انتوا المبادئ واخدة عطلة حبيت افرد لقيتنا كتلة وناس اتضربت بيا كني بودرة وناس شايفيني غلطة كني منكر اسف لو حقيقتي صدمك يا أكرة عملت الصح ما لقيتش شكرا دورت حقبة ورزيت في الشرطة وشطبنا
ليلو فريندز
What you like in the Laylo style?
يعني كل حاجة فيه بصراحة visual flow, caractère.
C'est pas si surprenant qu'ils connaissent Laylo, parce que l'Égypte suit de près la scène marocaine. Et on le retrouve sur l'album Safar du collectif rap international Nar, aux côtés de Dossé, Koba, Joker et plein d'autres Européens. Et l'idée de ce collectif, c'était de faire des collabs marocaines avec le reste du monde. Si tu connais pas cet album, c'est une pépite. Et comme on parle d'artistes français, j'avais envie de faire découvrir à Ziad Zaza nos rappeurs New Gen.
You release an album.
I know that show.
The
Love, Death and Robots.
yeah, on it.
It's a show.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
This is super fresh. This is like the new king of rap in France, I think.
It's originally French.
Yeah.
100%.
No, also, I think Moroccan.
That flow make me think the Arabian thing. Yeah.
Je fracassé, même l'argent c'est pas assez. Et si tu croises ma joie de vivre dehors, t'aimerais comme un putain de robot. Yeah. Je vais t'aimer et mourir comme un putain de robot.
It's cool.
Yeah.
The most artists
Yes.
have the same
Yeah, visual and style.
Yeah. في روشة معينة في الكولست فيديو. But you should show me more.
Bon, revenons à la musique de Ziad Zaza. Quels sont les artistes égyptiens qui lui ont donné envie de faire du rap?
زمان كان MC أمين بعد كده في بقى مش رابرز بس بيغنوا مهرجانات وصلت
Salafist, il a Maraganats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. it's a big inspo for me.
Alors c'est très important qu'on évoque les artistes Sadat et 50 parce qu'on va pouvoir aborder le Maraganat. Le Maraganat, c'est un genre musical égyptien né en 2008 qui mélange rap, électro et musique traditionnelle. Mais je vais laisser un des fondateurs de Beatroot t'en parler.
And for the viewers in France that didn't know about Electro Shabi,
Electro Shabi.
yes, can you explain what is it?
It's
Story?
I think in all the publicity you see about it, it's called Electro Shabi. Yeah, but here it's called Maharaganat. In the publicity they tried to make it Electro Shabi so people abroad understand a bit the genre. This also was the best thing that happened to music for create a genre, and it's super new and it's super Egyptian. This is a genre that's coming from a certain groove that it's Egyptian. It's called Ma'soum Ta Ta Ta. So it's been done from, I don't know, maybe 100 years or something. So the new generation who started getting, laptops and messing around with it, they took this groove and they did it with their own sound. They didn't have maybe the sounds of the real instrument or the real drums that they do. So it was more of trap, house kits. So they replaced these sounds and put it in this groove, and it started to have another kind of power, more distorted and aggressive. And by doing this made the genre, there was something new was created.
L'idée de ce genre musical, c'est de foutre le bordel, et de danser de façon extravagante sur des textes vulgaires et très libérateurs. Pendant la Révolution en 2011, le Maraganat va devenir l'hymne du soulèvement. Et beaucoup dans les médias internationaux ont décrit l'électro-shabi à tort comme la musique de la Révolution. Mais ce style a perduré bien après.
This genre, electro-shabi, became super commercial. So the rap was more of underground music. They tried to do collaborations with Maharaganat people so they can be known, from that. It was really a big thing. It's still shining, but it's not as it was, 5 years ago. We have Molotov. He took this Maharaganat thing and also did it his own way, which was really original. It's part of a lot of big names that now from the Egyptian scene. They had at a certain moment in their career to do this kind of stuff because it was a must to do, this kind of genre. They did a lot of hits that changed the scene. It had big influence on what's happening now.
Il est temps que je te présente le second artiste de ce label, Xander Ghost. Et tu vas voir, malgré la barrière de la langue, il sonne très occidental. Et il y a une raison à ça.
What's up, guys? It's Xander Ghost. I'm a rapper, creative director, record producer, and video director. And I think I define my music as experimental hip-hop with elements of, surrealism and a lot of electronic elements as well.
فيش يوم سلام خطوة كانت بحساب غريب فمني يحتار خويا شيله في عيني وراه عكاز وكل عليا سنة.
So I lived in London. I moved there when I was 15 on my own, and then now I'm in between Cairo and London. I was exposed to electronic music in the UK at an early age, and here it was a lot of Arabic music, and that was kind of, my goal to kind of blend both, and for it to be able to even if you don't understand the lyrics, you can kind of, relate to the music, whether it's from the beat or hear from the melody, because it's more Eastern. And, I think it's a mixture of both.
بعرف اميز ما نسيتش بسامح بفتكر كويس كل اللي بيحصل اعتبره متقايد مش شايف غير صفر ومكايد اسيتوت في الاصناف بتوت.
For us, European is a really noisy and crowded city. Maybe for you, it's inspiration to create some music.
Yeah, I mean, even the Egyptian house, the typical one, is super crowded. So, from a young age, I'm damn, why is it so messy, why don't you just organize it, in my head, even to my family or whatever. So I think that kind of made me research minimalism and other ways of living, and when I'm say I'm driving around here, I'm shit, why are people honking? I started questioning what's going on, and I guess then when you go abroad and it's super organized, sometimes you miss the chaos as well. So I keep finding myself in between, sometimes I want chaos, sometimes I want organization, and I think I drive inspiration from both, you know, maybe visually from the minimalist, but I think how like I work in general is super chaotic. I think this is like the Egyptian side, you get me? Yeah.
I can say like there's a lot of inspirations here in Egypt, but like if you go to Europe or in France, tu vois, il y a beaucoup de classes sociales, tu vois. Mais ici, il y a plus. Tu vois there's a lot of culture, a lot of classes. Or where you can come here, you'll see different people than where you just came from now, you know. There's a lot of difference. We're too much. We're a lot of people, which makes it really interesting. And whenever you work with different people, you find the different culture and different things. So for me, this was the main thing that I was inspired from Egypt, you know. Il y a trop d'informations, tu vois. Il y a trop de gens, trop de... Donc c'est ça.
Ouais, ça fait sens.
Ouais, il y a trop... It's too much, you know. Which is interesting.
Ce que nous dit Ismaël correspond totalement à ce qu'on a ressenti en passant 8 jours au Caire. Que ce soit dans l'industrie du rap ou dans la vie quotidienne, on s'est complètement senti noyé par l'abondance d'informations, de traditions différentes et de diversité culturelle. Et sur le plan musical, l'Égypte mérite vraiment qu'on y prête attention, et j'espère que ce reportage te donnera envie de t'y intéresser.
At the end of the day, it's very language and culture driven genre, unlike just pop. That's more about the melody. So yeah, it's harder to reach international level with local rap, but like it happens one step at a time. So Egypt, region, globe.
Okay, why isn't Arabic heard abroad? You know, I mean, of course, I know the language better, but like Korea now is like global. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know what they're saying, but they have swag and they look good and stuff. So now I'm like really committed to the Arabic. I've been also kind of working heavily on my like, even my pronunciation and stuff, because for me, I also lived abroad for a while, so it affected my accent a little bit. So yeah, just kind of working hard on like getting this Arabic sound like heard like on a, you know, global level.
Voilà, c'est la fin de ce deuxième épisode. Encore merci à Beatroot de nous avoir ouvert leurs portes. La suite sera consacrée au rap féminin en Égypte. D'ici là, n'hésite pas à t'abonner et surtout, reste curieux.
Come to Egypt, see pyramids. Listen to Mahragan, listen to Izza Muntasir.